Okay, shoot the video with the mic on. Hey guys, it's Carrie Ann from Everything Mom. And when looking for an all-inclusive destination to take the family, our friends at Sunwing suggested Riu Palace Bavaro. Located in Punta Cana, the resort is actually compact in size, but even with this compact size, it offers families 2 buffet options and 5 themed restaurants. A few things you should note about dining at this particular resort. All the restaurants are located in one area, making it easy to find, and all of them are compact indoor dining options except for the main buffet, which has a fairly extensive large exterior terrace. The indoor dining means that you're less likely to be impacted by inclement weather, which can sometimes hit when you're in the Caribbean. The only way you can get into the themed restaurants is if you make a reservation, and you can do that every morning between 8 and 11 at the Italian restaurant. But you should note you can only book up to 3 days in advance. Due to the small size of the themed restaurants, reservations are done in 2 seating times. The earlier one is at 6:30 and the later one is at 9. So when making a reservation, you can choose between the two. When we came, we booked most of our time for 6:30, which was more available than the later time and ideal for families, so you can end your night a little earlier. Another thing you should note if you're planning on taking advantage of the themed restaurants is that they do have a dress code in place. If you're enjoying the buffet, you're usually fine to wear your casual beach attire, but in the themed restaurants, they request that there's no flip-flops worn, that men and boys are required to wear long pants, as well as shirts with sleeves, so no tank tops. If you're looking for a little Asian inspired, you'll probably want to make reservations for the geisha restaurant. It is actually compact in size, though not the smallest of the themed restaurants. For the families, starting the meal off with the sushi board to share will be popular. It was popular with my kids, but if your kids haven't tried sushi, it's a great opportunity to try some new things. On the board, you get a sampling of both sushi and sashimi to share, and you might just find that your kids discovered a new type of food that they like. As far as the main dishes, you'll find there is quite a bit of variety, and you're probably going to find something to appeal to all your family's palates, from anywhere from ramen noodle bowl to tempura. Though I should point out the tempura is more a battered versus a traditional tempura, which was a little disappointing for my kids. And my suggestion would be, since you are enjoying Asian-inspired food, I'd forego the wine that's included with your meal and go for a warm sake. It's a great pairing. One of the other dining options that you have is Tiano, and actually it's the place for both the lunchtime buffet and afternoon snack, as well as the steakhouse for evening dining. Although the buffet seating is actually quite large, during dinner, when they revert to the steakhouse dining, which requires reservation, they restrict the seating area to further back in the restaurant, making it sort of a more intimate dining environment. You have a starter, an entree, and a dessert, and the only real choices that you have with your meal is choosing your entree, which has anything from lobster, chicken and shrimp skewers, and of course, being a steakhouse, a choice of steak as well. You'll want to be a seafood fan to enjoy the starter here at this restaurant with a trio of cold seafood salads. I just wish instead of all the meals coming with sort of a fried potato, it came with rice, because we have found even in the buffets that cooking staff actually seems to do a very good job with rice, and that would have been a nice side. So located by the pool, this does mean the Tiano restaurant is the only restaurant on the property that is separate from all the other dining options, but it does make a great scene when you're leaving the restaurant and the pool is empty and it's all lit up for nighttime viewing. La Bambola behind me is the Italian restaurant at Palace Bavaro, one of the 5 theme restaurants available to guests. Like all the restaurants, your meal includes an appetizer, an entree, as well as a dessert. What makes this restaurant a little different is Unlike a shared appetizer that's brought to the table, the Italian restaurant actually has a nice size salad antipasto bar. You'll find a great selection of olives and cheese and meats, as well as some pasta dishes, bruschetta and minestrone soup. When it comes to your main entree, you'll find some dishes like lamb and calamari. There's even a mushroom lasagna, but lasagna made with not lasagna noodles, but a nice paper-thin crepe. I have to say though, my favorite part of the meal had to be the desserts, from a limoncello tart to a Nutella calzone, and even a nice tiramisu, and many of which came with an after-dinner shot to complement the dessert, obviously for adults only. And of the 4 themed restaurants that we have personally enjoyed on this visit, I think the Italian has been our favorite thus far, so much so that we've actually booked a second night. The Cristal restaurant, located right behind me, is more of a fusion French cuisine. What'll make this restaurant a little different from the other ones, along with the menu being sorted by course versus language, is you'll start with a tapas to share, which in typical French style is very small pieces, very interesting. And then you'll have a choice of an appetizer, a main, as well as a dessert. Some of the dishes that we tried being a squash soup, there's cannelloni, you'll find a lamb, usubuku. Of all of the a la carte restaurants that we have tried, I would have to say that the Cristal and the Italian, the French and the Italian, were by far our favorite as a family for food quality and service. There is a 5th a la carte restaurant on the resort property called the Culinarium, and it happens to be the smallest of all the restaurants, seating I believe 24 people, but I think that's because it is reserved as an adult only for those staying in a select portion of the resort. When it comes to buffet dining, there actually are 2 options at the Palace Bavaro. One is the main buffet, the Monte Cristo, which is located with all the other restaurants. But further down to the pool area, the Tiano, which is also the steakhouse at night, offers a buffet mainly for sort of pool guests. Throw on a swim top, go in, grab something to eat, bring it out to the pool. So it's a little more casual than the main buffet and right by the pool. And after lunch, which is from I think 12 to 3, also open for a smaller buffet for a snack. So from 3 to 5, I believe, you can come in here to get snack items, so fruit and juice. They have Presidente on tap if you feel like a beer. And as well as some hot food items. The one restaurant you'll probably find your family spending the most time is the Monte Cristo behind me. It is the largest of all the restaurants, both inside and outside, with the only one offering exterior seating on the terrace. It's actually the main buffet restaurant. It's the one place that you'll go to get breakfast if you don't do room service, but it also offers buffet at lunch and dinner, and some evenings they have a theme for the dinner buffet. Like all buffets, you'll find everything from fresh fruit to hot dishes to cold dishes to desserts, and even a variety of drinks. This has been one of our favorite places to gather and plan our day over a plate of fresh fruit and fresh blended fruit juices. And the 2 buffet restaurants, this one at Monte Cristo as well as the one at lunch hour and the snack down by the pool, don't require any reservations, so you can come and go at any point that you want, depending on when you get up, what sort of activities you have planned. They don't have the same sort of dress code requirements. If you do happen to be planning to go to the pool, you will need to wear some sort of cover-up when you're dining here. The Monte Cristo actually opens fairly early in the morning at 7 a.m., giving you the full day to do whatever you want to do with your family. If, however, you're planning an excursion, which requires you to meet early, as some excursions do, the sports bar, which is open 24 hours, does offer some takeaway options so that you can still make sure that you get something to go. So overall, of all of the dining options that what we tried at Palace Bavaro, based on the direction that for a foodie family this would be a resort that would be appealing. I'd have to say that I would strongly recommend doing reservations for the Italian and French if you have that in mind. Well, that gives you a little bit of a sense of what the dining options are at Palace Bavaro. I'm Carrie Ann from Everything Mom. Thanks for watching. And if you're interested in more family travel ideas, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Ciao.